Hello and welcome to this week's Twin Flame Divine Masculine reading for the week of February 23rd to 29th. In this reading, I will be using the Rider-Waite deck, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, but I will not be reading anything that is actually sexual. I just like these because you have a lot more romantic and two people kind of ideas coming through in the cards than you would in the Rider-Waite deck. I also have the Tarot of Favole, but I won't be using most of the minor arcana. I have the major arcana in here, plus knaves through kings and the aces of the minor arcana. I will also be using the Affirmators deck by Knock Knock and the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn. What does the Divine Masculine need to know about this week within their connection to themselves and their Divine Feminine? Anything else? Okay. Okay, there's some cards that you can't see, so I'm going to adjust this. Okay, that's kind of the best I can do. There's the Tower here, and over here what you aren't seeing is the Seven of Swords in reverse. But you can see the rest of the cards. Oh, wait, no, one got thrown all the way over here. I did not see that. Okay. Whew. So Divine Masculine, I feel like this coming week, you are loving your feminine, but you are loving her from afar. And by this, I mean, you aren't physically showing your feminine necessarily that you love her, but you love her, and spiritually you know that, your higher self knows that, and you're definitely spiritually able to send that I love you energy to your feminine. And I feel that's because right now you are working on yourself. So things are not going very fast within the path to union, which you are seeking. But I feel like with this connection to yourself, things are going to be going really, really well. You're getting there. You're working for it. At times, I feel like you go back to the mentality of, oh my God, I wish I was with her. I wish I was with my Divine Feminine. I wish we could be together. I don't really necessarily know what choices I need to make to get to this union which I want so much. But on the other hand, when you're sure of yourself, you know what you're doing, you know what actions you need to take. It's just a matter of having faith in what you are doing, where you are going, and understanding and trusting your intuition with what it is telling you to do, and also trusting yourself and your higher self and all those other aspects of yourself, which are higher than your current consciousness. And with the Tower card, I'm feeling it's more of you've been working so hard that you've been avoiding a choice. And this choice is probably a choice regarding something that will bring you closer to union. So you'll have this Tower moment, and I'm sure your feminine will feel it too, because you can always feel when your divine counterpart is having a Tower moment, and you're normally going through one yourself about to, or you just have. And I feel like the divine feminine's already gone through a Tower moment, and this is the reverberation going on to you feeling it, and you having your own Tower moment. But since you're having it second, it's probably going to be less intense. But there's a choice you have to make. And you see it. But you're just avoiding it. Stop avoiding this decision, Divine Masculine. You need to make this decision. And what's coming through in my mind is that I've watched some other readings. And even though the reading that's coming into my head is one done by a very wonderful reader who does mostly just twin flame readings and soul contract readings. So, soulmates, all that good stuff when it comes to soul contracts. And it reached like a year or two ago, which I vibed with yesterday. Because this is not my collective. This is something I'm picking up within this collective as well for whoever's watching this. Is that, you have been focused on so many other things, possibly even focused on your divine feminine, to a point where you aren't focused on a problem that needs to be resolved, which is leading you to her, which is what I said before. But this problem could be a person that you need to cut out. Because they're making you feel some type of way that you don't need to be feeling. You need to fall out with that person. And it doesn't need to be painful, but at this point, I feel like it is going to be painful. Or at least more painful than it needs to be. Because you have waited too long, but that is up to you. It is up to you to do that. And make that choice. I mean, this could also be something a little different in, like, cutting someone out. It could be something out. Maybe you need to quit a job and get a new one because it's not serving you. Whatever it is, you're in a place right now with someone or something that you need to cut out because it is not serving you, and it is not serving your partner in any way either. And if it's serving them in any way, it's very negative, and your partner knows and sees exactly what situation you're in. And they're not saying anything about it because they respect that this is your choice, and they're not trying to influence you. They just want you to do this. And I feel like mentally they might be sending those vibes, mentally, spiritually. They might be like, come on, get this over with. I know that it's going to help lead us together, so get this over with. And I feel like that's just how your divine feminine might be feeling. And it's maybe a little frustrated, but they're letting you do you and letting you make this decision. Because it's your decision to make. It's your problem to fix. It's on you right now. Especially since your divine feminine is doing everything to work towards you. And yeah, you're working too, and you're working by working on yourself, which is exactly what you should be doing, Divine Masculine. Work on yourself. That is honestly one of the most important things you can do for your union is better yourself. Because most of the path to union is done individually. A couple things are done together. But most things you do individually on a conscious level. Subconsciously and your higher selves are where you're doing all that partner work. And most of that partner work's been done by laying down your soul contract. I also feel like somebody outside of this may be talking about y'all. And hopefully it doesn't get back to you, or I feel like if whatever someone's saying about you, if it gets back to you, it is going to not be nice. It's definitely not, they're not saying anything nice about you. It's going to be annoying. And the main thing is you don't want to get back to your partner because you feel like it's going to kind of tarnish their image of you. And it might make them question, but I feel like if it does get back to your partner, your divine feminine, it is not going to ruin anything. At most make them question and a little weary, but they are your divine feminine. And at least their higher self knows this. And they love you. They'll never stop loving you no matter what comes at them. And I know that in some situations, they may hear something, they may see something, and it may take them a lot of time. But if that's your path, that's your path. And that's how it's meant to be. But I feel like in the situation, it's probably not that way for most people. It's probably just something really small. Like maybe they find out, like in the past, you cheated on a partner. They're like, oh, well, what if something happens between us? And what if he cheats on me? And that's going to blow over. But it might still make them question a little. Okay. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Okay, the card that you can just barely see up here is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like your divine feminine wishes that you would see them and appreciate them more. I also feel like maybe they feel as if there's a third party, and maybe there is a third party. But I also feel like there's an actual absence of a third party, and that they're just not necessarily imagining things or seeing things, but it's not as much of a concern as it should be. It's more of something in the background, like most of your focus is truthfully on your union and your divine feminine and trying to get there. But your divine feminine may be seeing it as you have another person. Even if they do get this attention from you, whether it be actual physically in a sexual manner or in a platonic manner, I'm definitely feeling more of a platonic manner than anything. Or if it's just sort of mental attention, like talking to them, texting them, calling them, FaceTiming them, they feel like even while you're doing that, there's still someone else that has your attention, or even someone else that's trying to get your attention that they think is going to have your attention. Even though that likely isn't the case, even if there is someone, they aren't your first priority. Your partner is your first priority. It just doesn't seem like that because in reality, you're your first priority always when it comes to other people, external of yourself, she or whomever your divine feminine, your divine partner is. They are your first priority outside of yourself. And she is definitely standing in her power. However, I feel it is mostly to get your attention. Yeah, she loves you and she wants you, but she's doing almost everything, not for herself, but for your attention. She wants something to become of this, but right now there isn't anything of it right now. And I feel as though she wants to nurture you because there are a lot of breasts out. She wants to be able to nurture you, especially if you're going through something, because she went through something. Like with the last deck, there's a tower moment coming up, and she likely just went through one herself, and that's why you're going to have one. And that's why she's very sensitive and she wants to nurture you. Because for the divine feminine, nurturing others can nurture herself. Or help her nurture herself. Especially if that's a person she cares about and she's investing in this relationship with you. She wants to be there for you and help you every step of the way if you will let her. So go ahead and let her in. Maybe show her some more love. She wants to see that love you have for her. You need to show her this love you have for her. Yeah, keep working on yourself, but be completely transparent. Let things grow. You can go where you want with this. Plenty of twin flames are in a romantic relationship before they reach union. And I don't know if this is the path for you. Maybe you should stay friends. But I feel like something more needs to bloom. Maybe you're more so just getting to know each other on a one-on-one basis. Blossom that into a really well-formed friendship. If you already have a really well-formed friendship, maybe start talking romantically, but not like relationship-wise. Or go very, very slow. Because the biggest thing here, I feel, isn't that she wants this big, lovely, committed relationship. In the end, she does. In the end, that's endgame for her, That's what she wants in the end. But in the present moment, what she wants is a closer connection to you. And as her divine masculine, she can't do that without you. It takes two to tango. And she's definitely trying to manifest this. And maybe through her manifesting it is why you resonated with this. You need the message to go be with her. In whatever way that is applicable. It could be friendship for now. It could be that she wants a closer relationship or that she wants emotions more out in the open regardless of the implications of that. Because she definitely wants this, like, super endgame relationship spiritually with you in the end. And spiritually you have a relationship that's very close and intimate. Very, very intimate spiritually. From your higher selves. But you will also have how your own consciousness projects itself spiritually, so to speak. Like where you'd put yourself on the astral plane or any other sort of plane. And that needs to grow as well. The relationship there that you have with them. And if you want to do that, I feel like the most important thing you can do is to link yourself to them energetically. Link yourself to them through that space. Keep close to each other spiritually. And that's a really good feeling, especially when you're both actively doing it. From my experience with my twin flame, despite how rocky it is right now for me. Energetically connect yourself to them. Because that's going to feel so good when you both connect. And even if you're not both connecting, you know how they're doing. You know how they're feeling. You can ask them if they're okay. If you really don't think they're okay. And they might lie to you. But I feel like most of the time, if you felt it through the connection, they're not going to lie to you if they really didn't want you to know. Like specifically you. They did not want you to know. You would not be able to feel it through the connection. You'd possibly feel a little blocked through the connection. At least that's my experience with it. And to picture that, just imagine yourself in your little bubble of energy, and then picture them, wherever they are, at whatever distance they are. Spiritual distance, that is, where their soul is. And connect to them. Like, make your bubbles touch the outer edges of your bubbles. You could also state your intent that your twin flame, your divine partner, is allowed within your bubble, is allowed within your space and your energy. That's what I like to do because I feel like twin flames are very receptive of that. But I feel like when I do that, I get my twin flame's higher self. So you might get your twin flame's higher self. You might get them consciously every once in a while. You're gonna get them consciously, especially if they're asleep. And I find that hilarious because they always seem so confused in their sleep. Like, what? Like, how are you doing this? And it's funny, but even I feel like most of the time they're not going to remember that when they wake up, but it can be kind of funny, and it's nice to speak to them on a semi-conscious level, because, when we're asleep, we're subconscious at that level, but there's always a conscious part of us that can be accessed, because the conscious isn't gone. It's still somewhere. Yeah, definitely connect to them. However you connect to them. It doesn't matter how you connect to them, you just need to connect to them spiritually. Connect to them spiritually, and that is more important than connecting with them physically, but physically you still need to keep this connection. You need to keep a strong steady connection and grow it. Keep it healthy. Keep the base of it firm and healthy. Like any structure, any relationship, it needs a steady base. And that's one of the most important things you can do for your Divine Feminine, is get this connection. Keep it strong. Show her you love her and that you can nurture her as well as she nurtures you. Because she wants to help you. She knows the struggle. Your Divine Feminine always knows your struggle, even if you don't think she does. And maybe she doesn't know the exact struggle, but she has an idea. She knows struggle. She knows it's hard. And she wants to be there to help you, whatever your struggle is. Because she loves you and you love her, and you both know this. Regardless of how conscious either of you are of this love you hold for each other, and this care you hold for each other is definitely present. She cares for you so much. But I do feel like your way of showing you care is a lot more gentle than her way. Because while her way is gentle, it's more of an aggressive way of showing she cares, because she's going to be checking up on you a lot, I feel. She's going to be asking you what's wrong, trying to get you to talk about things. She's not going to force you to, but she'll want you to talk about these things with her because she wants to help you and be there for her. You can vent to her. And she'll be receptive to this. But be there for her as well, because she wants you to be there for her as well when she needs it. Even though she likes to present herself as being extremely strong. She's not as strong as she seems, and every once in a while she's going to need you to be there for her. So be there for her, let her be there for you, and get down the sturdiest base you can on this relationship in the physical and spiritual realms. Because that's what needs to be done. Okay. Where are you on your path to union? Anything else? Okay. Oh. I thought it was just one card that came out, but it was two. Okay. Right now in your path, I feel you're further along than you think you are. But I also feel like you're at a piece and a place where you need to focus on building yourself to build the relationship. But you can't forget that it's not just about building yourself up, it's about building your partner up. You can't ignore the physical relationship. Now, every once in a while, we part and we do our own thing. That happens, no matter where you are. You need to part and do your own thing from time to time, and that happens. But right now, there is a physical bond here. You're talking. You're in communication. Even if it's not much. And you need to keep that bond alive. You can't just focus on the spiritual. You can't just focus on building up yourself right now. You need to focus on building up yourself, yes. But you also need to take some time to build a normal, sturdy, physical relationship with your divine feminine. Otherwise, things can turn sour. Now, that's still the path. But you have options. We all have options, even within our path with our divine counterpart. There are different paths we can take. We can do this or we can do that. And it's not just small things that'll get a reaction out of them. There are big things that we can do. And what you do now could lead to a temporary, not too severe, just sort of short little non-communication bit. Or it could be a sturdier bond, but I feel like you need to be careful with this bond because it could become codependent. And you can't have that codependency because that codependency is going to lead you into a probably decently long, sadly, a bit of non-communication where you only work on yourselves. And maybe you work with karmics, but that's still working on yourself. You're just helping with others. We always have karmics, no matter what. We always have people we're helping with, no matter what. So remember that you need a plan. You need to follow this plan. You need to manifest it. You need to be there for your feminine. You need to be there for yourself. Your relationship with yourself, important. Your relationship with your feminine, just as important. By working with your feminine, you're going to help work on yourself. Because your feminine's going to help you. You're going to help your feminine. You're helping each other work on yourselves while you're working on yourselves. You're not helping yourself work on the relationship. You're not helping each other work on the relationship, is what I meant. You're helping each other work on yourselves. It's beneficial right now. While you're working on a relationship, it's not working on a life together. It's working on a relationship. Platonic or otherwise. You're working on building this. And you're working on building yourselves as better people. Yeah, make sure your plans are known. Because your partner's going to want to help you with this plan. It's not going to be trying to conform to each other's life's dreams. Because those will change. Definitely while you're on a path, your dreams and your goals, they're changing so much, all the time. Even if you don't see it, they're changing all the time because there's a reason why we've known our twin flames in past lives. Yeah, it was mostly working on karma, but there are people who have come into union with twin flames in past lives who don't know them now, or maybe they do, and they're doing it again. Why they're doing it again, I don't know. I'm not in that situation myself. But people had a chance to do it in past lives. Why? Because they didn't go through all the steps they needed to get there. And it's those same things, those same steps you gotta follow now. You have this chance in this lifetime, and just because you don't get it doesn't mean you're a failure. Doesn't mean you fail. You're still making progress. Progress that you'll pick up on if it doesn't work out in this lifetime. So don't fear that. Don't have this fear. Like, oh my God, it's not going to happen if I'm going to make the wrong choices. No, you're making the right choices for you. These are paths you could have taken. These are paths laid out. Therefore, if you take that path, you're meant to take that path. And any other paths, your soul is also taking those paths, essentially. You're just not consciously taking that path. Another bit of your soul is taking that path. Because the bit of your soul in you right now, this level of consciousness, is just the tiniest little teeny bit of your soul. Alright, you've got this. Don't be afraid of anything. Follow your intuition, do what feels right. But build on yourself and your twin. Help them grow. Help yourself grow. Now you may get confused and you may try to put your own agenda on them, and that's the biggest problem. Putting your agenda on them can cause issues. Because your agenda, as you're the one watching this, you're probably the one more spiritually in depth and in tune. You might accidentally be putting your, well, I need to get with them, they're my twin flame, I need to make this work. Don't put that on them. They'll come to the realization when it's time. And maybe it is through you. But this isn't the time to try to push this twin flame thing on them. They're not ready for that. They need to grow more themselves before they can get to that point. You need to build on yourself. They need to build on themselves. And honestly, this goes even if you don't actually know them physically. If you're just in contact with them spiritually. If you're spiritually able to, like, have this communication through your minds, telepathy, you got all that. You gotta help them grow that way too. And if you know them in person and you have telepathy with them, it's probably not their conscious self, it's their higher self or their subconscious self. But you need to show them they care. You need to show them that you care, because they care about you. And they're going to show that they love you. If you let them. Because you need to let them. Because you could really use that. It's going to help you a lot if you just let them love you, and things are going to go a lot smoother. Especially for some of you, you're divine feminine. She knows. She knows she's a divine feminine consciously. And she may feel like it's hard to go through this. Because you might seem kind of cold to her. But she's sitting there on the sidelines just quietly loving you. Because that's what she thinks she needs to do. And maybe it is what she needs to do. That's for her to decide. But you need to love her, show her you love her, and be receptive to her love more than anything. But don't take advantage of that love. She is your twin flame. This is a very pure love, and love her purely as well. Okay. Now for the affirmations cards. It is hard to shuffle, so it may take me a while to get some cards out. But I'll get some cards out for you, and hopefully this eases your nerves on anything you're nervous about, and it just gives you those affirmations you need. If you're whatever you're worried about, whatever you could be worried about. Anything else? I guess not a lot of cards. The Divine Feminines in their reading got a lot of cards for this bit. But I mean, I'm glad it's shorter. Their reading was I started speed talking because I'm limited on the space I have on my phone. Okay. If you hear any weird sounds, I'm just adjusting a lot because I am on the floor. Not the comfiest for me. Joy. To enjoy something, I simply need to add joy to it. Joy is like butter. I can put it on anything and it'll make it way better. Today I will add joy to everything. Really slather it on. Today I am the Orville Redenbacher of joy, and life's popcorn is about to get it. No judgment. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? And this little lemur here always reminds me of King Julian from Penguins of Madagascar. Don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just poop their pants. Yes, that's probably it. Maybe ducks mean something. Hiking, backpacks. Maybe you need to go on a little hike, get in tune spiritually. Just zone out in nature. Gratitude. Today I am grateful for all the little things, even when the big things suck. There are always plenty of little things I can be at least a little grateful for, like hot showers, and music, and the fact that humans invented an internet, and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. Be thankful! Great words. Positive cards. Amazing. They're all positive cards in that deck, but it's a lovely deck. And finally, one of my favorites. The Native Spirit deck by Denise Linn. Now, before I read these, first thing I'm going to take a drink. Stay hydrated. And I want you to ask a question. I don't care what your question is. As long as it is about your connection and what you need to do. What advice do you need? Is it something along the lines of, how should I approach this situation with my divine feminine? What should I do to spiritually become more in touch with my divine feminine or with myself? What should I do to let myself become more receptive to my divine feminine's love? Whatever question it is you ask, one of those, another question, whatever it may be. Just think about it. Meditate on it if you need to. And a lot of cards are probably going to come out. I'm going to read from the guidebook for all of them. I may read a little quick because it's a bit long. I mean, there's 2 pages in this little guidebook. The guidebook's about the same size as these, so about 2 pages this size per card. And I'm almost at an hour. It's been 44 minutes. It's going to be 45 by the time these cards get out. Okay. Oh god. You got more cards than the Divine Feminines did. But I understand that. No, I feel like Divine Masculines sometimes have... Oh, okay then. Didn't mean to do that, but I guess there's 2 now. Okay. Lots of cards. And because there is so many, I'm just going to put them to the side when I'm done, but I will show you them. Some nice cards here. Okay. Now let's get to this Divine Masculine. I'm going to try to go in order Most of these are S cards. So Elder is first. Gorgeous card, we have some deer in the woods. There's something on this card, but I'll get that later. Okay. Elder, card meaning confidence, entering your power, standing strong. You are a leader, stepping into the light. Let your truth be heard and felt by others. Make a stand in life. You carry deep inner wisdom. You are a teacher and a leader in the deepest sense of the words. You are a beacon for others. Your native spirit wants you to know. In native cultures, the elders, tribal chiefs, and clan leaders are looked to for advice and leadership. When this card chooses you, it's a time to step into your leadership role. An elder walks the path, stomps the grass down, and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve, supporting others to reach their dreams. Even if you've been in the background in the past, right now it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. The journey. Being an elder and tribal leader means speaking your truth, even if it's hard or even if you're afraid. If there's anyone you need to stand up to, this is the time. Being a leader means supporting others. So if there's anyone you need to support or make amends with, this is the time. Okay. Next, we have Prayer Feather. Card meaning. Love is flowing to you and through you. No matter what an individual is saying or doing, love him or her anyway. Gather your inner forces, silently and secretly. Love deeply and fully with every ounce of your being. Even if someone isn't fulfilling your expectations, it's easy to love people when they're acting wonderfully. The true challenge is to love them when they aren't. Your native spirit wants you to know. Feathers in native cultures often represent a connection with the Creator. Birds often symbolize messengers between the two legs, humans, and spirit. This is your time to love and be loved. The love that you send out in the world comes back to you 100-fold. There are times when the small concerns of everyday life need to drop away and be replaced by the majesty of your being. This is that time. Prayer feathers are decorated feathers that can be used for many purposes. In some traditions, prayers are placed into the feather. You can hold it to your heart or between your hands as you focus on your prayer, and then tie it onto a bush so when the wind blows, it carries the prayers to the Creator. Another kind of prayer feather is a decorated feather or a decorated bundle of feathers that are used for smudging, sacred smoke ceremonies. The smoke is to cleanse the space as well as carry your prayers upward. The journey. For a day, love each person you encounter. Imagine a golden ray of light from the center of your heart radiating to the center of the heart of that individual. Notice how great you feel by the end of the day. Okay. Now for the many, many S cards. Okay. Sacred Mountain. Card meaning. Be still and take the time to move into the silent place within yourself. Locate your internal source of power. Meditate. Wait. Do not move forward until it feels right. Surrender to stillness. Do not take action. If you observe rather than react, you claim your power. Your native spirit wants you to know. From the vantage point of the sacred mountain, your power still grows. Your power grows. Okay. I keep adding in words that aren't supposed to be added in. Ugh. In silence, you'll find your sacred witness. It is the dwelling place of your soul. In peace, seek and discover your truth. Move past the bustle and clutter of life into sweet quietude. If you're in pain, don't lash out. Go into it until you find the source so that it can be healed. Resist the temptation to indulge in feelings of stress, urgency, and emergency. Your power is born in silence. This peace gives birth to your serenity. Seek solitude to listen to your voice of your higher self and awaken your inner wisdom. The journey. Travel to the peaks of hollowed mountains. And if you can't do this in person, travel in your meditation. Imagine yourself atop a high peak. You can see the world in all directions. Give thanks and offerings to mountains whenever you encounter them. The spirit of the mountain will deeply appreciate your gift. Okay. Spirit Keeper of the East. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a picture from a southwest United States, around like Arizona, New Mexico. I'm not sure, maybe Arizona? I can't remember, but I definitely recognize this place. Very dangerous place, but very spiritual too. Spirit Keeper of the East. Card meaning: new beginnings. A fresh cycle is occurring in your life. Wipe the slate clean. It's now time to release the old and start again. No matter what has happened in the past, it doesn't need to repeat in the future. Your native spirit wants you to know. In native traditions, the directions are honored. It's believed that every direction has an associated spirit that can be called upon. In the great cycle of life, the east is the place of the rising sun. It's also associated with planting seeds in the springtime, birth, the waxing moon, and new beginnings. Pulling this card means that this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. Although it's often difficult to release familiar routines, situations, or relationships when they no longer empower you, your native spirit asks that you not cling to the old, but set sail in new waters. Face your fears and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. Wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. The journey. Stand and be still. Breathe and center yourself. Then slowly turn in a circle. Close your eyes and feel the energy of each direction. There's a difference in the feeling in each direction. Stand facing east as the sun rises to sense the unique energy of that direction. Okay, next we have Spirit of Water. Card meaning: trust your intuition. Know that you're on the right path. Take time to nurture yourself. Allow your inner child free reign. Believe in your dreams. Don't stifle your emotions. Trust the messages are giving you. Purify and cleanse yourself and your home. Healing is on its way. Emotional healing energy is expanding within you. Your native spirit wants you to know. The spirit of water invites an emotional richness into your life. Communicate from your heart. Embrace your childlike wonder. This card also represents purification, cleansing, and healing. It reminds you to clean your personal space and your body. It also urges you to accept and embrace your emotions, all of them, even the ones that you don't usually like. Additionally, trust your hunches. Push off from the shore of safety and enter the flow of life. All is well. The journey. Be aware of water in your life. Humidity, mists, clouds, rain, water and food, fruits, vegetables, and so forth. The ocean, the rivers, the bath, and the shower. Drink extra water. Energize it by placing your hand over each glass and sending love into the water. Evaluate relationships. Notice how each encounter affects your subtle emotions. Take some daily time to relax, especially near or in water. Cleanse and purify yourself and your living space using water. Imagine how it would feel to be a still pool, a mountain stream, a mist, the great sea, or a summer shower. Notice any emotions or feelings that emerge as you do this. Watch your dreams. Definitely watch your dreams. I was talking about dreams earlier. Sweat Lodge. Card meaning: cleanse yourself, body, mind, and soul. Purify, clutter clear. Let go of objects and relationships that no longer serve you. Purify your body. Go within. Meditate. Talk to the Creator. Give thanks. Your native spirit wants you to know. Sweat lodges are small dome structures covered with skins, blankets, or mud in which very hot stones are placed in the center. Water is poured over the stones so that the hot steam arises from the rocks. Thus, the sweat lodge with its hot steam is used for purification ceremonies, as well as a place to commune with the divine. This card shows you to tell you that it's time to clear out the clutter in your life. Sometimes clutter can be things in your closet that you don't love or use, but sometimes clutter can be outmoded relationships or habits that no longer serve you. The clearer your inner and outer space becomes, the easier it will be to hear the sweet messages from your soul. The journey. Sometimes this card chooses you when it's time to do something physical. When it's time to do some physical detoxification, fast for a day, drink green juices, clear out some clutter. Love it, use it, or get rid of it. Even one small item can make a difference. Very true. Okay. Tracker. Card meaning. Focus your intent and your passion on one thing rather than being scattered in different directions. Be single-minded in what's truly important in your life and let everything else go. Track the unseen but very real stream of energy to that which you desire. Your native spirit wants you to know. Trackers have the ability to be so focused that everything but their goal disappears. What you see around you is the result of what you focus on. When you direct your thoughts towards good, you attract positive experiences and people into your life. But when you focus on what isn't working, you create even more challenging situations. If you aren't pleased with the direction of your life, concentrate on what you desire, not on what you don't want. To develop inner power, focus intently on one thing. Being scattered in a myriad of directions dilutes your strength. Devote your attention to your family, community, career, relationships, hobbies, or anything that you're passionate about. Diminish activities that aren't essential to your goals, and it will be just a matter of time before miracles begin to occur. The journey. Write down how much time on average that you spend on different activities during the day. If there is anything non-essential that doesn't feed your soul, find ways to diminish it and focus on what's truly important. Vision Quest. Card meaning. Sacred Seeker. Take time away from people and situations. Step back, withdraw. Inner truth is emerging in stillness, but first you need to retreat. Know that you're guided. Look for your answers in different ways. The answers are around you. Watch for signs in the coming day. Trust that your life is being directed. Your native spirit wants you to know. In earth-based cultures, larger questions about life are often answered on vision quests or solo retreats in nature. Questions such as, who am I? What am I meant to do with my life? And what is my mission and my purpose in life? Were often answered on quests of various kinds. Even if you don't have burning questions, when this card chooses you, it's time to take time away from your ordinary life. Take time to explore the depths of your soul. Your soul knows the truth. Take time in quietude to discover what it is. The answers to your questions are all around you, but you must be still to hear these messages. The journey. Spend time alone, preferably in nature, without your cell phone and the internet. And even without a pencil and paper or a book. Simply be. Listen to the world around you. Be still. Watch for signs. Open your heart to receive messages from the divine. And finally, as we come up on almost an hour, walking in beauty. Card meaning. Radiant beauty surrounds you. You're beautiful, inside and out. No matter what your age, your grace is growing. Being in balance as you walk in beauty and feel gratitude for it, your life will be filled with immense splendor. Whenever you can, spend time in nature, wild spaces. As you see and hear and feel beauty around you, your own beauty will grow. Your native spirit wants you to know. In Native American traditions, there's a concept of walking in beauty. It's called Hojo Nasha. Hope I pronounced that correctly. In the Navajo or Diné tradition, it means being in balance with a natural way of life. When we are in the right relationship with the natural world around us, we are walking in beauty. The more you sense and see beauty around you, in your environment, yourself, and your body, the more it will fill your life in all forms. Never say anything about yourself or your body that's negative. Don't put down yourself or others. Instead, affirm beauty and take time to adorn your body and personal space. Walk in nature and inhale the beauty of every part of our wonderful world. Cherish yourself and the luminescence within you, and you will glow. The journey. Create outer harmony in your home environment, even in small ways, such as a vase of flowers, a scented candle, or clean windows, and your inner grace and radiance will begin to shine even more brightly. Wherever you go, look for beauty in your surroundings, and as a result, the world will become more beautiful. Gorgeous card, gorgeous meaning. So Divine Masculine, I hope this helped you and I hope you resonated. If you resonated, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear if you resonated. And if you want to see more of these weekly readings or other readings I do for the signs, such as the full moon, the new moon, and I want to be doing monthly readings soon for the signs, then go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in that. Also, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that other people can see it within their feeds, because that helps with the algorithms. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you have an amazing day and an amazing week.